Every true great rivalry is always more than just sport. It's true for Australia and England, but what about that other epic cricketing clash, India and Pakistan? Well, let's compare the two. With me on behalf of Australia is my colleague Tom Donkin. Giving the Pakistani perspective from our Urdu service is Faraz Hashmi, and from the BBC Tamil is Swaminathan Natarajan to talk Indian cricket. India-Pakistan is of a different magnitude, isn't it? Because it isn't just kind of friendly ribbing, it has a geopolitical dimension.
True, it's just more than cricket, because you have nationalism, you have regional politics, and so many things are involved. But there is a lot of passion, a lot of interest, and millions of fans are probably many times more than fans you will get it for Ashes. So you have so much of pressure for the players to perform, and people definitely follow it with such a great rigor.
I was in Chennai not that long ago, and I just saw crowds of people, and you think, I wonder what they're doing, and they're all watching cricket games on TVs at wherever someone has managed to set up a television and they've got a signal, they're watching cricket.
India is definitely a cricket crazy nation, and Chennai is no exception. But I must remind you, in 1999, when Pakistan was playing India, there was an interesting cricket match, because at the time Pakistan was first to play at Delhi, but due to threat from Hindu fundamentalists, the test was postponed to Chennai, and India was about to win. Like, India was chasing a target of 270, and Sachin was going great, and about 254 he got out. Within 6 runs, the whole Indian team collapsed, and Pakistan won by just 12 runs. And there was a complete silence in the crowd. Everybody got stunned. But after a minute, everybody stood up and gave a great standing ovation to Pakistani players. That changed the whole mood of the nation, and that really helped to cement the ties. But that didn't last long. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, how important, how much overlap is there between cricket and politics when it comes to India versus Pakistan?
Yeah, well, it's very unfortunate that we have got so much politics involved in cricket. It's injustice to the fans, millions of fans in Pakistan, because and India as well, because they are dying to see both these great nations playing against each other and in their own home grounds. But it's very unfortunate, and before coming here, I was just going through the web, and I was a little shocked to see that there's no series planned between the two nations till 2020. I mean, that's very unfortunate. And
there's no cricket plan?
Yeah, there is no series planned between the two countries. I mean, they had last test series in 2004. 2007. Yeah, and after that, there's no match between the two countries, and I mean, it's very unfortunate. It's very...
it's interesting, isn't it? Because you think that if you are from the cricketing authorities, this must be a huge money spinner.
Yes, it's a huge money spinner.
Yeah.
But the problem is there's a lot of politics involved in it. Like, whenever the teams want to play, there are certain venues in which local politicians make a huge issue out of it. There are times when players and their supporters barged into the ground, dug up the whole pitch. And what do? If there is a will, definitely the government can push through it. But unfortunately, most of the times they just try to play around with the sentiments. And after the 2008 Mumbai attack, there were a lot of anti-Pakistan sentiments. So all this overlap, the politics, violence, nationalism, all overlap.
We don't have that. I mean, realistically. I mean, you know, by the way, did you enjoy Sunday?
It was a nail-biter, but I struggled to watch the end of it. That decision was out, but, you know, Broad should have walked earlier, so...
Yeah, we won't talk about that, because no Australian has never stayed at the crease.
Well, let's keep to the matter at hand, John.
Yeah, OK. But seriously, I mean, there is huge sporting rivalry between Australia and England, whether it's at rugby, whether it's at cricket. But it's a kind of affectionate, it's banter, isn't it?
Yeah, you say it's friendly, but, you know, Australians have a very long memory. And you have to go back to the 1930s and 2 words, Bodyline. And that was a series which sort of, it didn't make it friendly anymore. It was a time, you remember, when your guys couldn't penetrate one batsman called Don Bradman. And they opted for some pretty cunning tactics, which was sort of bowling out of wickets, bowling out of heads. So I think there's a quote that most Australians know, that one of our players after the Adelaide Test in that time said there was 2 sides out there today, but only one was playing cricket. And, you know, tensions at that time were unbelievable. It was about to boil over. So to say it's friendly now, yes, but, you know, in historic terms, it was pretty tough going there for a while.
And there was always, and because of the relationship of, you know, Britain being the colonial power and, you know, kind of the formation of the Australian state, there was a resentment about the whinging Poms from England.
Exactly, and that was the stereotype that was perpetuated. We thought, Australians thought at that time, in that sort of culture, you know, the Australians were sort of toffs and whinging and all that sort of stuff, and they would likewise, you know, call us oafs and, you know, louts and all that sort of stuff. And so there was a real sort of tension at that time, and people, you know, it was a real class system as well. Like the elitist system of the British at that time was seen by, you know, most of the working class Australians as something where cricket could be a platform where they could really get the upper hand.
I can only imagine how much it hurts at the moment that Britain is doing so well at sport and Australia less so.
This test series is far from over, John.
Should we talk about the Olympic medal table last year?
Yeah, let's talk about Rio next.
OK, all right. All of you, thank you very much indeed for discussing it. Great topic. What are your thoughts? Can you top India, Pakistan for sporting passion? Tell me on Twitter. I'm at BBC John Soport. And remember, you can always see what we're working on via Facebook too at facebook.com/BBC World News. We'll be back very shortly.